Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of All About a Fursuiter, the series where we interview furries, get to know a little bit more about the furry fandom, one furry at a time. Yes, yes, yes! So I want to first off and say Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year. I will actually not be in this studio until January of next year because the next video will be the 2025 Furry Rewind. But in today's video, we're going to be interviewing none other than, drumroll please, Cheddar The Mouse, or Aussie Studios, as their business name is called. And as always, we will be asking him 5 questions. And without further ado, on to the first question now, and that is, how did you find the furry fandom? What is your story?
Hi, so thank you so much for having me, Benji. This is so cool. I was just like looking at my computer one day when I was a kid, and I found a video about how to make furry like ears, and I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool. So I looked further into it, and I saw like videos on how to make fursuits, and like the crafty side of me was like, ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. So I decided I'm gonna look further into this. And since then, I was absolutely drawn into the furry fandom. I decided to like draw more and really like get into the crafty side of things, and yeah, that's how I got into the furry fandom.
You know, I think that is a really cool story that you looked up online how to make furry ears or how to make animal ears. I think that's a really cool story and I love it. Yes, yes. On to the second question now, number two. That is, what has your experience been like being a furry artist and a fursuit maker?
My experience as a fursuit maker and artist has been like really amazing. So basically, I've been an artist for like how long now? Like maybe 12 years of my life. I've been actually like selling my art since maybe about high school, like even probably a little earlier before that. And I've just kind of always had a passion for drawing, especially drawing other people's characters. It's always been so much fun to me. And with fursuit making, I really got into making fursuits in that since I basically joined the fandom, and I've kind of been on and off like making them. And basically when I finished high school, I really got into like maybe making a business out of it. So I made Aussie Studios, and I've been making fursuits since then. But lately, ever since I moved over to the United States to live with my husband, I've had to slow down on things because of the whole tariff situation. And I don't have my setup fully set up yet, so I've slowly been trying to get back into it, but I have slowed down a lot and decided to focus on my art now.
You know, I think that is really awesome that you found that through high school. I love the positive experience you've had just going into that field. It's really awesome. And honestly, you make amazing fursuits and amazing furry art. You're awesome at that. You're amazing, very talented indeed. Of course, I will leave all of the social media links for Aussie Studios or Cheddar The Mouse in the description down below. So be sure to check him out for sure. Yes. On to the third question now, and that is, to other trans furs out there, or trans people in general, what are some encouraging words you would want to give to them out there?
So my biggest advice to fellow trans furries out there is don't be afraid to experiment and really like just embrace who you are. There is nothing wrong with being your true self. It took me like 24 years to figure out, oh, I'm a trans man, so you know, it never hurts, and you're never too late to ever come out as trans.
You know, I think that is very true, man. Don't be afraid to be who you are, and you can be trans at any time. It's really awesome. Just be who you are and be yourself. Yes. And at number four, and that is, do you have any Fursona lore for your Fursona Cheddar?
So with Cheddar, he was actually first created as a fun little like spin-off OC, like because I always wanted to have a mouse character because I've always really liked mice, and he was actually heavily inspired by a character called Pizza Head from Pizza Tower, and like I kind of modified the color palette but did something kind of similar, and then slowly over time I started to grow really attached to him because this was during my phase of figuring out my gender, and at that point I was like gender fluid, and I just kind of grew so attached to him that I realized, wait a second, I'm a man. I like this character way more than my previous Sona. So I ended up adopting him as my new Sona, and since then I've been like adding more to him, like different outfits, different like personality traits. I've just been evolving him as time goes by, and he's basically like my ideal form.
You know, I think that is honestly really fascinating. I didn't know about all that, and honestly, that's really cool. And now, on to the and final question, and that is, what are some positive experiences you have had with the Australian furry community?
So it's funny you say that, because right now I actually live in the United States with my husband, and I actually moved over here so I can live with him as the situation kind of worked out better. And basically what happened was, for the first like 23 years of my life I've been in Australia, and I haven't really had that many opportunities to go to any conventions or like even many furry meets. I've only been to one, and that was when I was in high school, and I went with some of my high school friends that were also furries. But after that, everyone got kind of busy, and we didn't really get the chance to go to any more. Like, we did organize and try, but it just never really worked out. So ever since I've moved here to the US, I have been able to go to our first furry convention. I went with my husband, and we went to IFC, and that was an absolute blast. And we went as Cheddar, and it was just so much fun. I really do hope to go to more cons, and we really hope to, when we visit my family in Australia, we hope to go to Furdo and, you know, just check out an Australian con and see what they're like. Like, we are so excited.
Honestly, that is really cool. You're able to move to the US and be able to go to more events in the community. And I hope you do end up going to Furdo. I know Furdo is on my list to go to one day as well. It's a free con I'd love to go to. Yes, yes.
Thank you so much for having me, Benji. This has been so much fun doing this little interview with you. Like, I hope everyone has a good one, and yeah.
It was so great to have you on here as well, Cheddar. Honestly, I'd love to see you at a future con one day. Awesome, awesome, yes, yes. I hope you all enjoyed. As always, I will leave Cheddar the Mouse, Aussie Studios, wherever you want to call them, in the description down below, all their links. Be sure to check them out. He makes amazing art. He makes amazing fursuits, amazing stuff in general, amazing content. I love it. Yes, yes. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, give this a like, subscribe, turn on notifications. But as for always, I bid y'all a good farewell.